right, old school NBA fans, self-research, NBA facts. Got another video for you. As always, thanks to anybody who watches my videos, subscribes to my channel. I really appreciate it. My comment of the day comes from Andy Jones 3304. This is a pretty good one. This is in response to the Isaiah Thomas video I did a couple days ago. Isaiah tried to say that LeBron James has a high winning percentage. He's dominated for 20-some years, so it's only LeBron or Kareem in the running for the greatest of all time. Andy Jones says, 4 wins in 22 tries isn't a good winning percentage, nor is it dominance over the sport. Only leading in scoring 1 time in 22 years isn't being the best scorer of all time either. I could not agree more. That is exactly the way I felt as soon as I heard Isaiah Thomas say those comments. Like I said in the video, both players went stretches where they struggled to win a single playoff series. They didn't win MVPs for at least 9 years, 11 years for LeBron. Kareem went 9 years without leading the league in anything, and LeBron James went 11 years without leading the league in anything. I think that was from 2009 to 2019, 11 seasons. So thanks for that comment, Andy Jones. You are dead on accurate. In this video here, we've all heard about how Michael Jordan beat certain teams when they got old. But if we're saying that if a team is old, so it's easier to beat them, then what do we say about the teams that were clearly old but won the championship? What are we saying about those teams? You can explain away, like I said, you always got to, oh yeah, he beat Detroit, they were old, beat the Lakers, they were old. Who else you got? Here's the 1991 Pistons. Every player who averaged 20 minutes or more on that roster in 1991, a total of 8 players. Here you go. So at the time they played the Bulls in May of 1991, Joe Dumars was 28 years, 0 months. Isaiah Thomas was 30. Dennis Rodman was 30. Bill Laimbeer was 34. Vinnie Johnson was 34 years, 9 months. James Edwards was 35 and a half. Mark Aguirre about 31 and a half, and John Sally was 27. You average it all up, that comes to 31 and 1/3 years old. So we're calling that really old. That's an old team. That's how they got beat, was they got old. Now the year before in 1990, where they were only 1 year younger, they were fine. They're in their prime. They're winning a championship. They're not old at all. 1990, not at all. 91, that 1 year, it aged them unbelievably. Now they're an ancient team. Got it. How about the 91 Lakers? We hear Shannon Sharp talking about, oh, only once the Lakers got old.
He beat Portland, he beat Seattle, he beat Utah, he beat the old Lakers.
Let's take a look at the Lakers. Every player who played 20 minutes. Now, some people like to do the whole roster. That's fine. But I'm just talking about the people that were playing the meaningful minutes. James Worthy was 30 years, 3 months old in June of 91 when they played the Bulls. Magic Johnson was 31 years, 9 months old. Sam Perkins just turned 30. Byron Scott, 30 years, 2 months old. Vlade Divac was 23 years, 4 months old. And AC Green was 27 years, 8 months old. I'd say every one of those players are in their prime. The average age of the 91 Lakers, of the 6 players who averaged 20 or more minutes per game, is 28.861 years old. All right, let me give you another team. A team that I've never heard anyone say was old. Why not? Is it because they destroyed a bunch of top 75 players, swept 2 top 10 all-time players? Is that maybe part of it? Well, let's see. The 1998 Utah Jazz. Let's look at those guys. Karl Malone was 35 years, 10 months old, almost 36. He won the MVP the next year. Jeff Hornacek, 35 years, 1 month. John Stockton, 36 years, 2 months old. Brian Russell's 27 and a half. Adam Keefe is 28 years, 3 months. Howard Isley, 25 years, 7 months. And Greg Ostertag, 25 years, 3 months. All the players who played 20 minutes or more, all 7. The average age was 30 and a half years old. Now, in the grand scheme of things, not a super old team, but the best 3 players were all 35 or older. Hornacek, Malone, and Stockton. So here are the 7 oldest teams as far as played 20 minutes or more, played the meaningful minutes. Not all the roster. I've seen that done before, but that's a little misleading. Guys deep in the bench, you could have some really old guys. I'm talking about played 20 minutes or more, actual contributors. And when you hear the names, it'll sound right. The 7th oldest team ever, consisting of players who played 20 minutes or more, the 1995-96 Chicago Bulls. Michael Jordan was 33 years, 3 months old. Scottie Pippen, 30 years, 8 months old. Dennis Rodman was 35. Longley, 27 years, 4 months old. Kukoc, 27 years, 8 months old. Ron Harper, 32 years, 4 months. And Steve Kerr, 30 years, 8 months. You average it all up, that's 30.98 years old. That's the 7th oldest team ever. The 6th oldest champion ever. The 1999 San Antonio Spurs. And what's funny about that was Tim Duncan's second year. Tim Duncan's only 23 years old. But his teammates, Avery Johnson, 34 years, 2 months. David Robinson, 33 years, 10 months. Sean Elliott, 31 years, 4 months. Mario Elie, 35 years, 6 months. And Jaren Jackson, 31 years, 7 months. An average of 31.58 years old per player. The 5th oldest team ever. And this one cracks me up because of how long ago it was. People talk about human evolution. Oh, the humans have just evolved so much in the last 30 years. Oh my God, they're like another species. Really? Well, a team that's in the top 5 as far as players playing 20 minutes or more. The 1968-69 Boston Celtics. Here you go. In April of 1969, when they were playing in the finals, Bill Russell was 35 years, 2 months old. John Havlicek was 29. Larry Siegfried was 30. Bailey Howell, 32 years, 3 months old. Tom Sanders, 30 and a half. Sam Jones, 35 years, 10 months old. Don Nelson, 29. The average age was 31.67 years old. That's the average age of the 7 players who played 20 minutes or more. 5th oldest team back in 1969. That team beat more top 75 players than any team in NBA history. They beat 8 of them, and they were all in their prime. Elgin Baylor might have been right outside his prime, but all the rest of them, no question. The 4th oldest champion of all time, the 1996-97 Chicago Bulls. They're simply 1 year older than they were in 96. 31.99 years old, the average age of the 7 players who played 20 minutes or more. The average guy was 32 years old. That's older than the 91 Pistons. So shouldn't they get some kind of extra credit then for winning the championship, being ancient? They've just been to their 5th finals in 7 years. So they're making deep playoff runs. Yeah, Michael Jordan wasn't there in 94, but he was still playing baseball. He was still active. People act like, oh, you take a year off. That's like worth 5 years of sitting out or something. Like, come on, man. The 3rd oldest team to ever win a championship, the 2006-2007 San Antonio Spurs. Who did they beat in the finals? I think we know. So what does it say to get beat by an old team? It's one thing to say, oh, they were old, so they were easy to beat. But what about they're old, you should have beat them then, right? 3rd oldest champion ever. Tim Duncan was 31 years, 1 month old. Tony Parker was 25. Bruce Bowen was almost 36. Manu Ginobili, almost 30. Michael Finley, 34 years, 3 months. Fabricio Oberto, 32 years, 2 months. Robert Horry, 36 years, 9 months old. The average age is over 32 years old. I never hear anybody in the press making a big deal about that. Like, man, they were the 3rd oldest champion ever. As far as the players playing 20 minutes or more, I never hear anything about that, ever. I wonder why. Is it because of maybe who they beat? The 2nd oldest champion ever from players playing 20 minutes or more is the 2010-2011 Dallas Mavericks. In June of 2011, when they played Miami, Dirk Nowitzki was right before his 33rd birthday. Jason Kidd was 38 years, 2 months old. Jason Terry, 33, 8 months old. Caron Butler, 31, 2 months old. Sean Marion, 33. Tyson Chandler, 28 years, 7 months old. J.J. Barea, 26 years, 11 months old. Peja Stojakovic, almost 34 years old. The average age, 32.29 years old. They're ancient. How on earth did Miami let such an old team beat them? How'd that happen? But I never heard anybody giving Dallas credit for how old they were. All I hear about is building them up about who they beat along the way, even though they were just as good as the Lakers, Oklahoma City. They had the same record as the Lakers. They were 2 wins better than Oklahoma City and 1 win less than Miami. So what they did was they beat 3 teams that were on their level. They didn't go above their head like the 95 Rockets or the 69 Boston Celtics. Not at all. But where I give Dallas credit is 2 things. The age of how they were to win that championship and coming back from down 2-1 to, at the time, was supposed to be a vastly superior super team. Those 2 things Dallas absolutely deserves credit for. But the run itself, I've always found to be overrated. The oldest champion of all time, 20 minutes or more, the 1998 Chicago Bulls. They were almost 33 years old on average. Michael Jordan was 35 years, 3 months old, and he just collected his 5th MVP at 35, the second oldest to do that, by the way. Scottie Pippen, 32 years, 8 months old. Dennis Rodman, 37, turned 37 when he played in the finals. Luke Longley, 29 years, 4 months old. Tony Kukoc, 29 years, 8 months old. Ron Harper, 34 years, 4 months old. Steve Kerr, 32 years, 8 months old. And Michael Jordan was still playing almost 39 minutes a game because Pippen wasn't there, had a lot to do with it. And Dennis Rodman was playing over 35 minutes a game at 36, 37 years old. Just a dumb age narrative. You know how it goes. Cannot give Michael Jordan credit no matter what when you're building a LeBron James narrative. And then when it comes to LeBron, you don't say anything to discredit him. LeBron, you got beat by 2 of the 3 oldest champions ever. 07 Spurs and 2011 Mavericks. If you just go by who played the meaningful minutes, 20 minutes or more. Now, if you go whole roster, yeah, it's a little bit different, but it's still those teams basically are in there. I find that hilarious. I don't care about the age because it's all about how good the team was. People act like the 91 Pistons were completely washed up. Let me tell you something. They won 50 games in 1991. That's true. They didn't win 55 or 58. That's true. Isaiah Thomas missed a lot of time that year due to injury. But they won 10 straight playoff series. Nobody else beat them along the way. Why didn't Boston beat them in the semifinals then? If they're so old, they were a 56-win team. I know Bird had injury issues as well, but I'm just saying, why didn't Boston take them down? They had home court advantage. They got beaten 6 games. The fact is, the Pistons won 10 straight series, and then the Bulls swept them. Detroit didn't just lose, they got swept. There's a big difference there. And don't tell me they got old between the semifinals and the conference finals. Maybe the Bulls were just more hungry and at that time, a better team. Now, I understand that the peripheral players like the Lane Beer, Vinnie Johnson, Edwards, they were starting to get in their mid-30s. They were aging a little bit. But to just throw that on the whole team and call them old, that's just lazy and narrative-driven. As we have become accustomed to understanding, that's what the media is going to do. So anyway, that's all I got for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please hit the like button. If you wouldn't mind sharing it, that would be great. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I give daily content, and that's it. Until next time.